Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're just kicking off your postgraduate journey at SOAS MRUH, you already know the project proposal is basically the bedrock of your research. But let's be honest, the administrative side of it? Yeah, it can feel a bit like navigating a maze blindfolded. So consider this explainer your personal map and flashlight. We're taking the official guidelines directly from the source and breaking them down so you know exactly what's expected of you, when it's expected, and how to deliver it absolutely flawlessly. Now, if you're feeling a little overwhelmed by all the bureaucratic guidelines right now, take a breath. It's totally normal. Deadlines, committees, approvals, it sounds like a lot. But don't worry, because we're going to translate these rules into a completely stress-free, step-by-step guide. By the end of our time together, you won't just understand the rules, you're actually going to see how they protect your time and ensure your research hits the highest academic standards. All right, here's our exact 5-step roadmap. First, securing your title and guide. Second, the perfect proposal submission. Third, defending your proposal. Fourth, ethics and progress reports. And finally, number 5, the final project evaluation. Let's dive right in. This beautifully illustrates your chronological journey. It takes you from day 1, initiating your topic selection, all the way to the finish line of your MSc 2.2 internal exam. You really can't cross that finish line without running the gauntlet of your proposal submission, defending it, and maintaining those ethics and progress reports. Just keep this overarching timeline in your mental back pocket as we go, because knowing exactly where you are in the journey is half the battle. Okay, kicking things off with phase 1, securing your title and guide. So your quest officially starts within your own department. They're going to hand you a very specific, approved list of project guides and titles. And this isn't just some casual brainstorm list, guys. It's officially sanctioned by the dean. You've got to make your pick from this specific list before the deadline hits. Why? Well, it ensures your project perfectly aligns with the department's resources, expertise, and academic standards right out of the gate. You're selecting from a pre-vetted menu of really rigorous research topics. But what happens if you realize halfway through that you need to pivot your angle? We've all felt that quiet panic of wanting a last-minute title change. Here's the crucial thing, though. You can't just switch things up on a whim. Any change to your guide or your title absolutely demands prior approval from the competent authority. You can't just slap a new title on the cover page and hope nobody notices. Plus, you have to notify the Institutional Scientific Committee, the ISC, immediately within the deadline. The system does allow for flexibility, but only if you use the proper documented channels. Moving right along to phase 2, the perfect proposal submission. Now, the actual submission gauntlet is surprisingly simple if you just stick to these 3 non-negotiable steps. First, format your proposal exactly to the prescribed ISC SOS standards. No cutting corners there. Second, submit both soft and hard copies. So, make sure you've got access to a working printer before the deadline. And third, you absolutely have to attach your plagiarism report. Miss even one of these steps and your submission is basically incomplete. And speaking of that plagiarism report, I really want to emphasize this number right here, 20. 20% is the absolute hard maximum for acceptable similarity. It is a strict rule. When you run your proposal through the checker, that score must be 20% or less. It's all about ensuring original thought and academic integrity, which really are the fundamental cornerstones of your postgraduate work. Now, sometimes, despite your absolute best efforts, your proposal might get sent back for some tweaking. If that happens, honestly, don't panic. It's a completely normal part of the peer review process. But here is the kicker. Any revised reports must be submitted strictly within the newly stipulated deadline. Academic timelines do not mess around, so getting those revisions turned around promptly and professionally is exactly how you stay in the game. All right, you've submitted. Now for phase 3, defending your proposal. Here is exactly how the defense unfolds. First, you just sit tight and await the recommendations from the ISC. Once they've reviewed it, you'll get an official notification detailing your presentation dates. On the big day, you'll need to confidently step up and defend your proposal before an examiner, as well as present to the ISC committee. Nail that, and you finally unlock your final approval. Oh, and definitely check the annexure in your official document for the specific presentation guidelines. You're going to want to study those closely. Okay, approval in hand, let's look at phase 4, ethics and progress reports. The sequence here is absolutely vital, so pay attention. A lot of students get tripped up trying to do everything all at once. The hard rule is you can only seek ethics clearance from the Institutional Ethics Committee, the IEC, assuming your specific project needs it, after you've officially conquered the ISC approval stage. Basically, the ISC confirms your project's academic merit first, and only then do you move forward to clear the ethical parameters. So whatever you do, don't jump the gun. Welcome to what we can call the Guide's Corner. While you're in the lab or deep in your research, your faculty guide actually has some very specific duties outlined in these guidelines too. It's their responsibility to submit your project progress reports using the officially prescribed project progress form. They have to do this at least once, or basically whenever the ISC specifically requests it, and obviously hit the specified deadlines. So while it's on their plate, it's super helpful for you to have the insider tip on exactly how your progress is being officially tracked behind the scenes. Which brings us to our final stretch, Phase 5, the final project evaluation. So, let's flash forward to the end of your project. All the heavy lifting of your dissertation is finally completely finished. What's next? Well, the administrative gears turn one last time. Your head of department, your HOD, is required to officially intimate the ISC committee that your dissertation is complete. That formal notification is exactly what triggers your final evaluation process. And look at that, the magical number 20 makes a comeback. But this time, instead of representing a strict plagiarism limit, it's actually your reward. The guidelines note that the ISC team will be directly involved in evaluating your MSc 2.2 project presentation. And that presentation is worth a massive 20 marks in your internal exam, which makes total sense, right? It highlights exactly why the ISC is so heavily involved from day one. They're actively guiding you toward a standard that they themselves are eventually going to grade you on. So, by mastering this whole process, you're essentially freeing yourself from all that bureaucratic anxiety. You now know exactly how to secure your title, format your submission, get your approvals in the exact right order, and crush the final evaluation. And with that administrative roadmap completely clear, your mental energy is 100% freed up to focus on the actual science. Leaving us with one final, pretty exciting question as you embark on this. Armed with this clarity, what groundbreaking research are you going to bring to the committee?